What is up, guys? Welcome to the ThinkComputers Weekly Tech Podcast. This is episode 463, and our podcast is brought to you by Amazon. If you go to thinkcomputers.org/Amazon and happen to purchase something that helps us out and keeps the podcast going along here. And of course, I have my co-host Ryan. What's going on?
I'm a sleepy Ryan tonight.
Yeah?
I didn't get great sleep last night, so I'm just like,
I kind of feel
power
the same
through
way.
this.
I woke up at my normal time this morning, and then I was like, oh, I wake up, I go to the bathroom, and I laid back down, and then it was an hour and a half. I was like,
whoops.
Yeah, I gotta it's been. I feel like end of summer, you're just getting tired, getting to the
yeah. Soccer's kicked off. I'm super busy at work, so I think it's just all adding up.
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does. But we have a lot to talk about this week. I took a look at. I'm pretty sure this is the most expensive keyboard that I've ever reviewed.
Yeah.
And it's still sitting in front of me, so it's a good keyboard.
That's good.
We're going to talk about RTX 50 series refresh. Being able to stream games in your car, which would be kind of cool if you're going to be buying a new car. Possible new Valve product. Don't know what that's about. New iPhone 17. 3 different new iPhone 17s. We'll talk about iPhones and phones and things like that, as well as some other stuff. If you do want to get more information, or you want to follow along, or you want to do any of that stuff, anything that we're going to be talking about this week, we do have our full show notes page that is right here that has all the articles, everything that we're going to be talking about. So you can go ahead and reference it later, or just kind of follow along with us if you are watching us live. Now, to start things out, we'll talk about that $500. What's the most expensive keyboard that you've ever bought?
That I've ever bought? It might be this Corsair that we talked about last week. We were talking about what keyboard you're using.
Yeah.
I think at the time when I bought it, it was like $150 or something, maybe.
Okay.
Back in the day, that's kind of what they were. And I
still feel like for a lot of keyboards, 100. I would say 100 is the good average, I would say, for a gaming keyboard. And then 150, 170, you get into wireless, you get into other stuff.
Right. That's kind of
where things are. And then you have these super boutique style hot, we've seen the Angry Mouse, which were $800, $900, and some of the other and again, if you're kind of maybe building your own, you pay for the chassis, you do all that. I mean, you can easily spend over $1,000 on a keyboard, but in general, gaming keyboards probably average between $100 and $150, right?
Yeah.
And for most mainstream companies, you think of the big companies, you think of the Corsair, you think of the Razer, you think of the ASUS, which is the keyboard that we're going to be talking about here. Most of the time, their gaming keyboards run around that price, right? You get a couple higher end models, you pay, the Razer tax, the ASUS ROG tax, you do all that stuff. But still, $500 is a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot to spend on a keyboard. So this keyboard is ASUS's ROG Azoth Extreme. So they already had an ROG Azoth, and we've covered it a little bit. I've got a chance to see it, but I'd never had a chance to actually use it in practice. So I can't necessarily compare the two. I would say they're very similar, same sort of build, but a little bit different. The big thing with this one is that the actual design of the keyboard itself is all aluminum. And this is not cheap aluminum. I know both you and I, Ryan, have reviewed keyboards in the past that had an aluminum build, but it was kind of cheap aluminum. It wasn't. This is really, really nice, all aluminum. So not only is this top plate aluminum, a lot of keyboards you'll see this top plate part be aluminum, but the entire chassis, if we go to the back of this, it is full on aluminum, and it's very nicely made, well machined. This thing is a tank, and it feels like a tank. And it's like I said, it's just one of the best built keyboards that I've seen quality wise. So that's one thing that this keyboard has. Secondly, it has proper sound dampening. So you have a 3-section sound dampening in here. And you also have a carbon fiber positioning plate for the switches, which I don't know how big of a difference carbon fiber on a positioning plate makes.
Right.
But it is there. I do have to say that the sound dampening is really, really good. Again, both Ryan and I have experienced keyboards with an aluminum design that have pinging.
Right.
The most annoying thing, or just have about, there's like even some with sound dampening, they have a bad sound profile.
Yeah.
It's just not great. This keyboard definitely has a really, really good sound profile. So you get that. You get these really cool feet too, because the bottom is, again, like this piece of really, really nice machined aluminum. You don't want to have pop out feet. So they give you these two sets of sort of like these magnetic feet that go on the bottom, two different sizes. So you can see like, here's the keyboard normally, and then you get one set of feet, two set of feet. So you get that as well. Another really cool thing about this is you do get an OLED display, which sits right here at the top. It's a 1.4 or 1.8? I believe it's 1.4 inch. 1.47 inch OLED. It's a touch screen. It has a bunch of different features. You can cycle through them with your finger. It looks so.
It's an OLED. I'm sure it looks pretty sweet.
It looks so good. You can do audio visualizer. You can show your date and time. You can set it up within their software to show different things about your system. Like here's like GPU temperature. It actually has keystrokes per second thing. So like if you're typing, you can actually see how many keystrokes per second that you're doing, which is pretty cool. If you double tap on it, it has all of your like activity icons. You can see how you are, how everything's connected, your battery level and everything like that. This is also a tri-mode keyboard. So you get, connected USB, you get wireless via Bluetooth, and you get wireless via a 2.4 gigahertz dongle. But this keyboard does come with their ROG signal booster, which gives you an 8,000 hertz pulling rate. I don't know how, like with a mouse, it makes sense because there's so many actions and so many things going on. With a keyboard, I don't know how great the 8,000 hertz, like if you're actually going to make use of that. I don't think so. But you do get that. That's an extra add-on with this keyboard. You also see this little switch here that's right in the middle and on the back of it. Yep. So this keyboard has an adjustable gasket mount. So you just flip the switch and it adjusts where the gasket mount is inside the keyboard. So there's a hard setting or a soft setting. I prefer the soft setting. You can tell the difference. Like when you're typing, you can definitely tell the difference. So
that's cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. But again, as a feature, I think you're probably going to set this one time and be done with it, right? Unless multiple people are using the keyboard. Still a really cool feature. The first time I've ever seen that in a keyboard. So you get that there as well. You also get this little multi-function thing here that helps you. You can like set what the little button does here. And then there's this sort of like dial. You can set what all that does. It's really easy to make it like multimedia or something like that. So you don't have multimedia keys taking up space on the keyboard or anything like that. I didn't mention this is 75% layout, pretty standard. PBT keycaps. You have their mechanical key switches, which are very, very comfortable. You have a slimmed profile. It's very close to OEM, but not as tall as far as the keycaps go. All in all, just on quality, this is the best built keyboard that I've ever used. It's
nice.
Very, very well made. Everything goes together quite well. And like I said, you have per key RGB backlighting. It also comes with, I have it right here because I'm still using it, but it comes with, this is like silicone wrist rest. And then the bottom is again, that aluminum. So it's a heavy wrist rest. It doesn't connect to the keyboard or anything like that. No, nothing magnetic.
It doesn't like magnetic. Oh man.
No, but it's heavy. So it's staying in place. Like it's not moving. And it's very comfortable as well. It has the ROG logo on it and everything like that. So that's kind of everything that you get with this keyboard. I have to say too, I think there's like the ROG booster as well, which you do get, and everything like that. Of course, you have to use Armory Crate. You can use the more lightweight Armory Crate gear. Both of those apps have issues. Armory Crate experience has just gone downhill. I would say that's the one thing I don't necessarily like, but it does give you all of the features. Like you can fully reprogram this keyboard, alternate functions. There's where you can set what like that control knob does. Here's where you can set the display. The display, you can have your own custom image or animations and things like that. Of course, your lighting. You can set what the keyboard does as far as like when it turns off, things like that. Because again, if you are using this wirelessly, you wouldn't necessarily have it plugged in. Set your pulling rate, things like that. This also does come with their Omni receiver. So if you do use their Omni receiver, you can connect to ROG devices. So if you have an ROG mouse or ROG headset, you only need to use one receiver. The caveat is that if you are using two devices, your pulling rate for each goes down to 1,000. So, yeah. But if you're using like a headset and a keyboard, I don't think it makes a big difference. But yeah, you can go ahead and do that there as well. And then as far as performance goes, I think the thing that ASUS accomplished with this keyboard is that when I review keyboards, a lot of keyboards are really great for gaming. They're like, you know, the magnetic switch, really fast, really quick, really great for gaming. But that necessarily doesn't translate to a good keyboard for typing. And then we have keyboards that are like excellent at typing, but then when it comes to gaming, like they have key wobble, the stabilizers aren't great, the sound profile is not amazing, or maybe the sound profile is amazing because it's like a typing keyboard, but then gaming, it's not really snappy, it just doesn't feel right. It's always one or the other. Like it's really good at gaming or it's really good at typing. That's why like a lot of people don't really like gaming keyboards or like mainstream gaming keyboards because they're not great typing keyboards. Yep. But I think what ASUS has accomplished here is that they've given you the best of both worlds. This is an excellent gaming keyboard. It's very snappy. It's very responsive. It feels good. It's comfortable for long gaming sessions. Like it's really, really good at gaming, but at the same time, it's an excellent typing keyboard. You have like, I always talk about keyboards. Like I'm able to like get into the zone when I'm like writing a review or writing something. You're just like, yep. And then it has a really good sound profile. And we do have a sound test in the review if you want to listen to it. Nice. It has a really good sound profile and it's really, really comfortable to use. So I think if you're looking for the best of both worlds, this is it. You know, I still think that $500 is a lot to ask a mainstream gamer to purchase a keyboard. And again, I can't speak to the normal ROG Azoth. Is it very much the same? Probably. Does this feel probably a little bit better just because of the materials used? Yes. Is that worth the ROG Azoth, the non-extreme is half the price. So it's $250. So
yeah, it's a big jump.
Yeah. So you have to kind of see it that way. I know these are selling. There's a lot of people buying these, the $500 keyboard. So, and I think a lot of people too, I did this for a long time too, is that I would have a gaming keyboard and then I would have a typing keyboard.
Yeah.
So like I would switch between the two depending on what I was doing. This gives you one keyboard for essentially the price of at least two, maybe three. Yeah, so, sure. I really like it. I think that it's a lot to ask for gamers, but I think this is ASUS's best built keyboard. You're going to like it, whether you're a gamer, whether you're mainly typing, whatever it is, it's going to get the job done. Like I said, it's built like a tank. You get the extra features. The OLED screen is amazing. There's not much to not like about this keyboard beyond the price. That's the caveat of the whole thing. Yeah. And then Armory Crate. Yeah, it's not great.
I mean, it does so much. It's getting full.
It's bloated. Even the Armory Crate gear, which it's still getting big too. And just like, it's like slow and like just takes, it's just not great. But like I said, I really like this keyboard. I gave it a 9 out of 10 just for the fact that, again, it's expensive. It's just $500 is a lot. And if you think where that $500 can go, but again, you're getting the best made ASUS keyboard out there and one of the best keyboards out there for both gaming and typing. Again, there's keyboards that are amazing for gaming. There's keyboards that are amazing for typing, but this sort of bridges the gap between the two and gives you the best of both worlds, in my opinion. So yeah, check out the review. Like I said, this is an awesome keyboard. It's still sitting in front of me, and I have other keyboards to review, so it is that good. So it probably will remain here just because I like it so much. But I have to review some other keyboards. So yeah, we have Old Man in the chat. Good to see you here, Old Man. But yeah, talking about cool things. I saw this and I was like, why hasn't anybody done this? So our friends over at Liquid House have a new project, and nice. This is called Project Besa. So yeah, it is cool. And I don't know why we haven't seen this. Because like imagine you have I have a fairly large
probably.
Desk. Yeah, wait. I have a fairly large desk, right? And this would be cool to display my system on one base mount and then have my monitor on another one, on each side. That'd be really cool. But this is called Project Besa, and as you can see, they have a full-on system, liquid cooled, on a base mount. I mean, this is one of the coolest things that I've seen. And this is a full-on really system.
Nice arm to be able to hold this.
Yeah, so this is the ROG arm, which is made for heavy weight. But yeah, just super cool. I like the small little features, just the little light right here.
Yeah, I love the light bar.
Yeah, and then you have this tubing. Of course, the radiator is not part of the thing that's on the base mount because again, weight. But I think it just works really, really well. Yeah, super cool.
No, I like that monitor mount and the res on the back and just the tubing, how it's attached, but movable, modular, just mobility and freedom to put this wherever you need.
Yeah, and
it looks good, of course.
Yeah, I like this a lot, and it's pretty simple. It's not crazy. They're using that ASUS block here. Which looks like an AiO, but it's actually a CPU block. Yeah, this just looks awesome.
I love that light too.
Yeah, that's
it almost feels like back in the day the neon or cold cathode, right? Just the brightness of it.
Yes, and the fact that it's part of this plate here where they have it running, and it's essentially screwed into a. What do you call that, Ryan?
Well, I'm sure it's a piece of tubing, right? They've just put a cap on the other end.
Yeah, that's cool. Super cool. I really, really like that. It's just very, very out of the box thinking here, and I think
I can't tell if the body is 3D printed. I can't tell, right?
I'm not sure
that it's mounted to.
They do have a full blog post on their website. About the whole build and their whole thought process. So if you want to do that, I believe, we have their website linked, and then no, where did they put content builds? No, it's somewhere on there. I know it's there because.
Well, scroll down. Never mind. That's Master maybe.
Content blogs. Here we go. First blog. There we go. The story behind. So they have this whole thing on their website. That talks about everything. So and shows you how they made it, Ryan. So it gives you an idea of how they made it. Yeah. And everything like that. So really, really cool that they're doing that too, because sometimes people just put out builds and we have to search for information or if you want to know more, but they have everything about this build. So if you are interested, it's all there and how they kind of came up with it. Everything that they used, all that, it's all on their website. So definitely check it out. Just super, super cool build overall. So shout out to our friends over at Liquid House for that one. And we'll move on to the news. And are you ready for GPU refresh?
No, but this doesn't bother me so much.
So RTX 50 series super rumored for late 2025, early 26. I'm saying early 26. I don't know how you what you're saying, but I would say,
I think this feels like a CES launch.
Yeah, 100%. It just has to be. I don't think it's based on we would see leaks by now and stuff like that if it was launching for holiday, because for holiday you want to launch end of November at the latest, because you want to be ready for that. You have to have everything in channel to be sold for the holiday. And I just don't think NVIDIA's ready for that yet. And we haven't seen any leaks yet. I think announcement at CES, available end of January, end of February. And for RTX 50, this is going to be their super refresh. And so far, we have seen some information on what we may get. So that would be the RTX 5080 Super, RTX 5070 Ti Super, and RTX 5070 Super. Those would be the three that would be like the first ones announced. Other ones would come later. And the big thing is like adding a lot more VRAM.
Yeah. So
with the 5080 Super, you would go from 16 gigabytes of VRAM to 24. Again, this is all speculative. This is not, for sure. And then the 5070 would go from 12 gig to 18 gig. And the Ti would be very similar as well.
For me, this is a hard sell on the 80 series, especially because, at least according to this leak, right, everything's the same except for your memory size and your wattage. Like, I don't personally have a use case where I'm going to use all 16 gigs and need 24.
Yeah, I think you could see a boost in speed a little bit, and obviously that extra VRAM is going to get you a little bit better performance. I mean, it's like, and we're going to talk about this with the iPhone a lot, but like when it comes, like, you have to do the refresh, you have to do it, even though,
well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that we are getting the boost in, the VRAM.
If it's the same price as the base 5080, right, and 5070, like if the Super comes out and you either drop the price of the previous, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah, or just like take the previous out of the channel. Yeah, and then you just have this one, which is going to be the same price.
Yep.
I'm definitely a fan of that. We keep it the same price. We get more VRAM, maybe a little bit, maybe a boost in clock speed. Definitely a fan. If everything else is the same, that's fine. It's essentially just a new 5080, but it's you get more VRAM, or it's a new 5070 or 5070 Ti. 5070 Ti could also have 24 gigabytes of VRAM, which again is a nice boost.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's kind of what's going on. Are you definitely set on CES for an announcement?
I can't see why they wouldn't.
Yeah, I think I don't think it would be ready in time for holiday, because you don't want to like announce it like January 15th or December 15th. Like, especially with CES coming up, like you need something to talk about there if you're NVIDIA. So,
right.
So that's that. Also, on the Intel side, we've been hearing about Arc Battlemage for a while. Somebody discovered in a shipping manifest a box. So this says packaging box for Intel VGA, whatever it is, in this packaging manifest. So I guess that translates to maybe Arc Battlemage B770 would be coming out very soon.
And that's supposed to be a higher end card, right?
Yes. Yeah. So this is going to use their BMG G31 die, 32 Xe2 cores, 16 gigabytes of GDDR6. This will be a more higher end version of an Intel part. Now, is it too late? Like I said, it's going to sort of compete against 4070, 5070.
I mean, I think that's a pretty big market there. So
yeah, that is.
I don't think it's really too late. And like we usually say, like if you're not going to be that top performer but still want to compete in that area, you're just going to have.
It's all going to come down to. It's going to come down to price. Yeah,
exactly.
It's definitely going to come down to price. So. Yeah, I mean, for holiday season, if this is, this launches next month or something.
Yeah.
Ready for holiday season. And again, things, holiday season, you have certain constraints. Some things are sold out, you can't get it, or the prices are just crazy. Then you see the Intel part, which is like, 5070 type performance. You're like, okay, I have some money, I'm going to build a new system here. It's holidays, I'm going to get some deals. And then like the graphics card comes around, you're like, well, not really any crazy deals in graphics cards, but this Intel card,
right?
Yep. It could give you, like I said, we'll see what happens.
The fact that you have to buy it because the other isn't available might be like end up with a great experience, right? And now you've just gained some market share. So
we'll see what happens with that, and we'll definitely keep you guys updated on that one. All right, so there have been, especially like in the higher end Teslas, like you could play video games on the infotainment system, right? Like I said, especially like the Tesla Plaids, they have like a full-on gaming PC as their like infotainment system. Like it's an AMD based, really nice. So you could like, because again, when you're charging, and charging takes, a while, you're sitting there, so they gave you an option to play some games. But like I know, like a lot of times you have kids in the back. You usually have like an iPad or something for the kids. Well, Xbox is teaming with LG in select vehicles to bring Xbox gaming to the sort of infotainment systems and things like that. So this is Xbox Cloud. So these are all going to be internet connected vehicles. It's not like this is going to work on like your old 2001 Honda, but this is LG Automotive content platform. And I like this. I like the idea of bringing more gaming into the car, right? These infotainment systems, in most cases, like a lot of them, even on like the brand new cars, like they are pretty archaic, right?
Yeah.
And to have the ability to play cloud gaming if you're sitting in the back, or if you're parked. I don't know if it would work on the main infotainment system, but like if you are in park, you could play some games while you're waiting or doing whatever. I like it.
I wonder if this is like, okay, since you got two kids, right? And so is there only one in the car, or are there screens behind the driver and passenger seat, and each can play their own thing, or like, how's this work out?
Yeah, it's very true. Very true. Yeah.
Entertainment in the car though is great. They're always, at least my kids anyways, it's like plug in those USB cables in the back of the car, so that they can keep them charged for the road trip, because they're going to be on them the whole time, especially for on the road for hours and hours.
Yeah. So I like this. I think it's good. I think, like I said, Tesla sort of set sort of the standard, and it's just good. And again, it's gonna be cloud gaming, so it doesn't matter. It could be just any screen essentially. Old Man said gaming for the passengers for an Uber driver. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. That'd be good as well. Be a lot of fun. So so cool to see that. I think we'll see more things like that as time goes on as well, especially when we get like, just like the completely self-driving, you're just sitting there playing
Driver's
games.
Gotta have something to do, right? Play some games.
Yeah, play some games or something. So Intel Arrow Lake refresh 2026. They did confirm it. So we will see new Arrow Lake processors in 2026 with Nova Lake to follow. Intel's
What?
I just like, who's using Intel right now? So it's but they, like I said, they're
big OEMs.
Yes, true. But Arrow Lake refresh early 2026, so maybe we'll see an announcement at CES in January. And then Nova Lake, that will be the next gen, and then that will use another new socket, so you'll have to buy new motherboard.
Of course,
new processor. But so we'll see what Nova Lake refresh. I would assume we're just going to get our typical refresh, right? slightly better clock speed,
Some,
maybe
yep.
better efficiency and power.
Yep.
But they, like I said, Arrow Lake has been really, really good efficiency wise and power wise. It doesn't get as hot as the previous generation, so that's a good thing. But yeah, we'll see what happens with that as well. I think it'll be I think CES will be like a lot of cool announcements. I think.
Yeah, just the timing is lining up for multiple big announcements from big companies. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's gonna be a good show. So of course that's in January. Something that I saw at Computex that saw it wasn't in a system, wasn't working, but I did get to see it. Was the Noctua AiO, and everybody's been wanting Noctua to make an AiO for years. It's just like everybody's, and this AiO that they showed was very, very cool. They're very concerned with noise with this, and there's like this sort of foam that goes in it's like all for vibration dampening, and they have a lot of things that they're really, really working on. They pushed it back, so you can see in this picture it says Q1 2026. They released their new roadmap, and you can see it's pushed back to Q2 2026. Hopefully they don't keep on pushing it back.
Yeah.
But be really excited. I can't wait to for you to review one of these, Ryan, to see, they also showed like their noise level compared to other AIOs and things like that. One thing I really like about Noctua, and again, we'll talk about this when we talk about the iPhone, is like they don't need to put out a new product every year. Like they will have the same cooler. I mean, we had the NHD 15 air cooler for like 10 plus years, right? Until they came out with a new one. And I think when you make a proven product that just can consistently sell, they do.
Yeah, no need for a refresh.
Yeah. Do you think when they come out with this AIO, is it just going to be brown?
I wouldn't be surprised, or maybe they'll do like what is it? Their Chromax, like just black fans.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to get into any RGB.
Yeah, at least
that's just not their style.
Yeah, it's not their style at all. So yeah, really excited for that. So that's been pushed back to Q2 of 2026. So Valve registered a new trademark, and that new trademark is called Steam Frame. There's speculation it could be a new console. There's speculation it could be VR. What do you think it is?
Maybe they've partnered with Samsung and they're going to have a gaming system built into a Samsung Frame TV.
I don't think.
No, I don't.
No,
I don't.
I
literally just thought of that. I don't know. The Steam Frame. No idea.
Do you think it's sort of like an open source, or it's like so we have the Steam Deck, right? We have Steam Deck.
Sure.
Do you think it's like their sort of hardware design for a mobile gaming console, and then like say like just like if we're talking about GPUs, like AIBs can come in and be like, oh, we're going to put this in, we're going to swap this out, but it's built on this Steam Frame standard for
kind of like what was the Intel platform?
Like the Intel Ultrabook platform, right? In order for it to be called an Ultrabook, it had to meet these specifications.
Exactly.
So like the Steam Frame would be like, it meets these specifications. It's certified by us. It's going to run Steam OS.
Yep.
Maybe that's, that's my thought. I don't like what else would be called the Steam Frame.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I think that makes the most sense. Like you've
unless
got
it's like unless it's some kind of like crazy exoskeleton for like VR
for your body. Yeah, like force feedback, full haptics suit.
Yeah,
I don't think we're that far, but
yeah. That's the only thing I could think of. Unless they're calling Steam Frame would be Steam OS works fine. Like I don't know why you would change the name of like Steam OS.
Yeah.
To Steam Frame.
It makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Those are my two guesses. I don't know if there's any other So Oldman says, I wonder if the Steam frame is the Steam Deck without the screen, purpose built to connect to a monitor TV. Yeah, could be that as well. Or like again, bringing back the Steam machines. You know, the Steam machines were a thing for a while, and again, it has to meet a certain specification to be classified as a Steam frame. I don't know why you just wouldn't just bring back Steam machine. I don't know. It's an interesting trademark, and it brings a lot of speculation to what that may be.
Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Yeah, right. The Steam frame launches with Half-Life.
It comes.
When consoles used to launch
with a game,
we used to get a game, right? We used to get that was the reason you bought the console, was to get whatever game. Steam frame launches with Half-Life 3.
Yeah, there you go.
Clip that. Yeah. That would be like, we're bringing it back. We're bringing it old school here.
Yeah.
Half-Life 3 only runs on the Steam frame for the first 6 months.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. But yeah, it's interesting. It's good to speculate. There's gonna be so many things, and with Valve's track record of you have no clue what they're doing. Like who knows?
They're pretty good about secrets.
Yeah. Now, talking about gaming handhelds, we've seen all the gaming handhelds, and they all have the kind of like the same form factor, same kind of screen size, 16 by 9, 16 by 10. Well, somebody created.
Dude, when you said this to me the other day, I thought this was just some meme or something.
I thought it was fake when I saw it.
Yeah.
This guy created an ultra-wide DIY handheld, and it uses the Ryzen Z2 Extreme, but it uses a 32 by 9 screen. So it's like holding it like this almost.
Yeah, I don't know about this.
Like look at that.
That's funny.
And you're getting the true 32 by 9 ultra-wide experience.
Yep.
So it's foot long. It's a foot long ultra-wide screen. How funny is that?
Yeah, I mean it's cool.
How would
it's a little impractical, but
okay. So hold on.
Right, you gotta hold this thing out far in front of you.
Yeah. So here's this I'm holding. It feels pretty natural to use this, but if the screen is a foot long, it puts it out here, right? So I would be like this.
Right, you got to get it that much further away.
Yeah,
your arms are gonna get tired. I don't know.
Yeah. Casey in the chat says, "Can't wait for the new Steam controller." There's a new Steam controller coming out, or is that what the Steam frame is? Is a new controller?
Frame for your hands, yeah.
Yeah, or something. I don't know. But yeah, this like I said, this is cool that somebody built one. Right? They built a fully working gaming console.
I just think it's practical.
Yeah. It's kind of funny though.
I wonder what it does to battery life too.
Yeah, there's what
that much more screen real estate.
Yeah, pretty cool though. We have all the information on this if you want to check it out. We have all the links. It is in Chinese, but it is pretty cool. Ullman says 32 by 9 is going to have some compatibility problems. Yeah, I mean that's the biggest thing is all the games are really made and optimized for things like this. They're not optimized for that type of screen on that type of hardware. That's the biggest thing. So yeah, but kind of cool that somebody was able to build one. Yeah, kind of funny. Okay, so have you ever lost a hard drive or a portable hard drive or anything like that?
I don't think so.
I don't think I have. I almost have. Sometimes you're doing some you're at the airport, you're doing some mobile editing, and you have one of these, and these are not very big.
Right, yeah.
You have one of these small little portable drives, and then you disconnect everything, and then oh crap, I lost. And again, if you're editing and we would lose say we're at CES, we lose all of our CES footage, again, if you're this is all your business documents, or this is all the stuff you shot for this thing that only happens once a year, and you can't well, Team Group has a way to at least semi help you with this. They have a new portable SSD that has Apple Find My tracking built in.
Okay.
So it has a tracker in it. I like this for certain applications. I don't necessarily know how practical it is. Like, again, like a lot of the Apple devices, like AirPods, like people steal AirPods and then like you can see where it's at, but then it's like it's in whatever country because somebody stole it at the airport. But it makes it easy if like you're out somewhere and then like it falls out and you don't know where it's at, you could find it, right?
Yep.
Because again, these are not like this could easily fall out of your pocket. It's small, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Integrated functionality is nice. You don't have to come up with like gluing an AirPod or AirTag to
and this essentially is like an AirTag. Like you can see, it just goes in the back
and then kind of rotates and snaps in.
Yeah. I like it if it would suit your needs as far as like, okay, I always put like an AirTag. Like I have an AirTag in my camera bag, which is like also my laptop bag. So like if I ever lose the bag, but if you need it for a specific device, I know people who have AirTags for like specific devices. They have one like, again, like taped onto their laptop. They have one like taped onto, their like camera body. They have one taped onto something else. So this solves that problem. So yeah, it's a USB 3.2 Gen 2.
It's a good looking drive too.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's like that industrial sort of design. I really like it. So that's from Team Group. And then finally talking about Apple event. I watched like the highlights. I didn't watch it live. I think I'm like over the whole Apple event thing. Like it used to be a big thing where like I would always.
I mean, there were big names there. I saw some clips of like Mr. Beast next to Tim Cook and
okay. But yeah, no, I didn't watch any of the event. Yeah, I don't feel like we're at that point where like Apple's doing anything extraordinary.
No.
And I don't think it hasn't been like that for a while, right? But I remember the Apple events, you're like, oh, like they're doing this. Now I do have to say, so iPhone 17 was announced. There's an iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Pro, iPhone 17 Pro Max, and the iPhone 17 Air, which like, I don't know how thick your phone is, like with the case on, like mine's, this is a 15 Pro.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not crazy thick
it's
by
not
any
bulky.
means.
No.
But the 17.
I'm not running around with an OtterBox on this thing.
I've seen some of those
cases. Some of them are pretty crazy.
Old Man says, if the Steam frame is designed to connect to a monitor or TV, I imagine they would have design a new controller for it. Yeah. I really hope that the Steam frame is like some type of like something, like an actual piece of hardware. I don't want it to be like I don't know what they're calling something. But back to the iPhone. Here's the 17 Pros. No black, which is weird. Only 3 colors for the Pros. Which color would you get?
I like the blue, and I actually reviewed some cases. I hadn't really paid much attention to the launch, right? But I didn't realize that this was going to be their color scheme. So the blue looks good, at least on the case, if it matches close. The metallic orange does look pretty cool as well.
Yeah, that's a pretty wild color, right?
Yeah, I don't think
a launch color too. Like sometimes, like down the line, they'll be like, "Oh, we came out with
edition."
This. Yeah.
I wouldn't buy it, but I think it looks cool.
I might buy it. I don't even know if I'm going to get this phone though, because I usually do like every 2 iPhones, right? So I had a 15 Pro.
Yeah, you're up.
So like I'm up for an upgrade, but like new cameras, all of these are 48 megapixel cameras now. They have some other new stuff on there. I didn't see like anything that was like, I need to buy this phone, right? Better battery life, higher brightness, 120 hertz ProMotion display or something. The Air though is thin.
It is until you get up to that camera, but yeah.
It does have a camera bump at the top. Yeah, and this one, what's nice is like through the lineup, they've given all the phones 120 hertz display. Yeah, which is kind of nice.
I like that.
It's just super thin, and the fact that it's that thin and it still gets, according to Apple, like decent battery life is I think fine. They have this new Ceramic Shield 2 technology for the main screen part, and they're using ceramic on the back as well. So it's not glass. It's like this ceramic. The pros. Yeah.
Vapor chamber.
Which camera would you get? Or I'm not camera. Which phone would you get if you were going to get one?
I think like the Pro is probably would be my.
Yeah, I don't like
the Pro Max is too many features I wouldn't take advantage of.
It's too big too. It's 6.9 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have the dummy phone of it. I should put it next to my other phone.
Yeah.
My current phone.
Yeah, and I was like, this like brings us to like a whole discussion about like innovation and how like all these companies need to put out a new phone every year or a new product, and there's like not enough time in the product life cycle to really bring any crazy innovation, right?
Yep.
I mean, I don't. Maybe the 15 was like compared. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of the last time I thought Apple did something kind of like revolutionary.
I mean, I like the shrunk down Air here, right? That thinness.
Yeah, I do like the Air. I like the Air.
But you're not losing like a ton of screen real estate either, right? It's still a big screen. Just you have the thinness. I
yeah, and like you do, because of that, like you do lose the other cameras, but like this camera has two. The way they explained it was like two cameras built in one, so you still can get like an ultra wide. I didn't watch the whole thing. It doesn't seem like that much of a sacrifice, right? Like, you know, like if you were going for like a smaller phone, like you're like, this thing isn't going to last all day. The camera's really horrible. I don't get any, but like, it doesn't feel like the Air is much of like that much of a sacrifice. And unless you're really using the camera system for like content and things like that, I think this would be a great phone for a lot of people. Yeah, if I'm going to get, I would just get the Pro. Yeah, I still haven't decided if I'm going to pre-order this or not. But I just feel like the new AirPods do live translation as well.
That's cool.
So they will translate. I saw somebody was like, again, I'm not a coder, so I forget what it was, but it was like, oh, so they can translate this from Python to something else in real time or whatever it was. That was really funny. I saw that the other day.
They have a heart rate sensor in the earbuds now. Oh,
where do you see hearing protection
on the right side?
All right. Interesting. Yeah. So they also announced AirPods Pro 3, and then the Apple Watch Series 11, as well. So a lot, like, they do add new things, but I don't think like if you're an Apple Watch Series 10 or an AirPods Pro 2, like, is it, or even like if you're on an iPhone, even I'm on a 15 Pro, 2 generations behind. And like, I'm not somebody who's like, hey, I need to get this right away. Like, I'm really pumped about this phone, right?
Yeah.
I'll get it because it's the next upgrade. Probably a little bit better camera, better performance because it's a newer chip, but it's not something that's like, I'm like, I need to get it, right? When was the last time you like saw a phone, you're like, oh, I need to get that? I think the biggest...
I liked that, what is it, the Nothing phone?
Yeah.
Right, it had like the clear. I thought it was cool. I didn't get it. Yeah, no. I'm up for it too. Like I'm on my Pixel 8 Pro, right? We got the Pixel 10 now.
Yeah.
But this thing's doing just fine. I will probably make it to the 11.
When was the last time you saw a phone and you're like, I needed to get it, and then you bought it? I think it was the iPhone X for me.
Probably. Well, this answers the question of the week.
Okay.
If you want me to jump into it, yeah, like the first iPhone. I mean, I had the first iPhone.
Oh, really?
That was my first smartphone. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So that was our question of the week was, what was your first smartphone? My first smartphone was not an iPhone.
Oh, yeah?
I had a
What did you
Windows phone. I had a.
Oh, jeez.
I'll bring it up.
I've
I'll
had a
bring it.
Windows phone too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the AudioVox
Oh,
SMT 5600.
I still have my Windows phone. It's in the closet over here.
Yeah, I had this thing. This little brand Windows, whatever this was. It was cool. And you could change the background. I have pictures of this somewhere. Like I got like you could get custom skins for like the background, and I had like a Fast and Furious skin and like some other stuff. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. It was very clunky, right? That was the reason why Apple is what Apple is.
I don't know if I consider this a smartphone though.
It was a smartphone.
I don't know, man. Not how we think of a smartphone. To me, this is an iteration of a Palm Pilot.
But isn't a Palm Pilot a smartphone?
Well,
you could email, you could listen to music, you had a camera on it.
Yeah.
Man said he had a Samsung S3. S3. Okay. Yeah, I remember that phone as well. Yeah. So like, yeah, I mean, that was my first technical smartphone, and I got an iPhone after that. I believe my first iPhone was the second or third one.
Okay. Yeah, I had the first.
Okay.
Because it was a 3G. Yeah, like I loved it.
Yeah.
And then I moved right over to Android and haven't looked back.
I feel like I said, we've talked about this before, but I think once you're in the ecosystem, you're just, especially like as time has progressed, like once you're in that ecosystem, it's really hard to switch back. Although my buddy Skylar, he switches back and forth all the time.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
No.
Casey in the chat said Microsoft gave up on smartphones too soon. I think they did. I think they gave up on MP3 players. Like I feel like the Zune was like a very good, like it had a lot, like they needed better marketing, but like as a product and like the menu system on the Zune was really, really good. Right. And they could have like, let's see, I can't tell you. Like the Zune was a good product for what it was when it came out. Just different. And like, again, the menu system was really, really good. And I thought they had a really compelling product against Apple. And I still think Microsoft could have had a really good phone. You know what I mean? Like they're such a big company, but they just kind of gave up on it, just like they gave up on the Zune. Yeah. Did you have a Zune?
I did not. Nope. The only iPod I ever had was an iPod Shuffle, the one without the screen, like the first little like square one with the little round.
I still have one of those.
It's somewhere here.
Yeah.
I won it at like it was like a giveaway at an event I went to and signed up for. So, yeah.
Yeah, Owen says, I saw people who said they liked the Microsoft phone, but that was the biggest thing. It was like, I think it came down to as well, if you remember, like so many apps, even early Android, it was like, well, everybody's making apps for I remember Instagram, and Instagram was iPhone only. And then it eventually came out for Android, but like there were so many apps that were only iPhone, and there was not enough support and not enough, like people, Microsoft didn't really realize that like you need to have apps. You can't just have like your mail app and your browser, and you need other apps for these phones to become popular. So, but yeah, that was my first phone. The audio.
Think about all these. I had a bunch of the Droid phones, like the Droid Turbo and
Droid Turbo.
Yeah, it had the back was like a cloth. It was like Kevlar on the back.
Okay, yeah, you can kind of see it here.
Yep.
I remember that phone. Yeah,
I still have it somewhere. The red looked cool too, but I had
Who made this phone?
Motorola.
Okay.
I had what was the other one I was just looking at?
Yeah, I just remember like
Droid Incredible. Yeah, I had a ton of Droid phones.
Okay. Yeah, I've just been iPhone since I went to iPhone, but again, I had that audio box. I haven't messed with much Android. I had Android tablet for a little while. I've had Kindles.
Yeah, before that, I was on like some singular, flip phone type of thing.
Yeah, everybody had the Razor.
Well, and actually, for a long time, when I got like my first like real job, we were Nextel at work, and they provided you with a phone. So I had like a crazy old bulky one, and then we were able to upgrade, and I got some cool like Nextel little flip ones, that were all sleek and everything. Nextels were awesome. I don't know if you ever used one.
I had friends.
Dude, we would beep each, like,
yeah, because it had the two-way
labs, and you could like just beep them. Oh, it was so handy of a feature. I miss that so much.
Yeah, like these so things.
Good. Yeah, like that black one.
Yeah, like this one.
No, the older one.
This one?
Yes.
Old Motorola, yeah.
Dude, but they were tanks.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So, like, when it comes to phones, I think, we have these preconceived, like an iPhone is an iPhone and has a certain form factor, like a Galaxy is a Galaxy, right? There's different iterations, but they're kind of the same. I think the biggest innovation that we have seen with phones is the foldable screen.
Yeah.
Would you say in the past couple of years that's the biggest innovation when it comes to phones?
I don't think so, because I don't see many of them. Foldable screen phones, right? Most people don't have one. There's one guy at work I know that has one. He likes it, but I think honestly, like the move to USB-C on everything.
Yeah, I mean, about time. I always hated like the Apple cables and like that was just never a great thing, right? And then Apple went from the 30 pin, the big Apple connector, to the Lightning. And then finally to USB-C. So everything's USB-C now. I think I heard rumors that Apple could be coming out with a foldable, but obviously not. Yeah, I think that will be like a big thing for a lot of people who are like in the Apple ecosystem or in the iPhone ecosystem. But I just think the product cycle is just too short to bring out this great innovation, right? And if like the iPhone team is working on the next iPhone, they don't have a whole lot of time, or like they don't have enough resources to be like, let's create this next new big thing, right? Because that's what like the first few iPhones, and as we went along, we're like, each time it was kind of like groundbreaking.
Right.
Yeah, it was like
things we take for granted now.
Yeah.
Or features we don't even use. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think, who knows?
Like having a gyroscope or whatever in a phone so that you could like drink a fake beer with your iPhone, and like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's just stupid things. Yeah. But like things, like I said, everything was just like every Apple event was like such a big thing. And now it's kind of just like, okay, we're getting like maybe a better camera, or we're getting a faster processor. And that's basically it. Like it's the same form factor. Not much has changed. There's nothing crazy tech inside that's gonna like.
I'd love for us to get to the point where, and a couple companies have tried it in the past and it just never works well. But like being able to just like throw that phone on a dock and bring up an experience on a larger screen, interface with a keyboard and a mouse, and just like not be a crappy experience.
Yeah, I think what Apple did with the iPad, you can do that now. Like the way that they've, I don't know what it's called. I use it a lot because it's like for multitasking on an iPad, it's great. And if you connected it to a monitor, it would be that same. It's a really good experience. I think the problem with that is that they kill their other product line, right? Why buy a Mac or a Mac Air or any of that?
Just have this one.
You can just have the phone or the iPad. I think that's the problem with it.
Yeah.
Old man said, I think people greatly underestimate what a game changer GPS maps were. Yeah. I'm sure you had remember buying the GPS for your car?
Oh yeah.
I remember that.
I had a truck that had a Garmin that came with it, and then you could pop it off, and take it with you. It was from the factory like that, not one you like.
And then you had the SD card, update the maps. Yeah, man. Crazy how things are just so simple now. You don't have to think about it. It's just all CarPlay or Android Auto now. Everything is just
Yep.
Yeah, interesting times. So moving back to what we have coming up next week, I'm taking a look at some new DDR5 memory here. So taking a look at the Clev Cras V RGB. This is RGB memory, bunch of different speeds here. We have the 6,000 megahertz. But it looks really nice. I actually have it installed in the system.
Have you ever looked at Clev memory before?
Yes, I looked at another one of their DDR5 kits.
Right, that's right.
So I'll be taking a look at this one. So we'll have that for you next week, and probably a handful. I'm working on like 7 different things. So like I'm just running into roadblocks with testing and some other stuff. So we'll get some more reviews out to you guys. But it is Wednesday, and that means that we are going to be doing some gaming over on Twitch. So that's twitch.tv/ThinkComputers. Ryan's going to run that stream. Of course, Old Man bought another keyboard.
I know, I saw that. I was like,
Old Man ordered the MX 8.2 TKL wireless mechanical keyboard with suitcase?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Wait a second. Let's look this up here real quick before we get into is that on Amazon, Old Man?
Yep. He had that thing ready to go.
MX 8.2 TKL. It comes with the suitcase. Is it a Cherry MX 8.2? It comes with
MX2A red switches.
It comes with it. Where's the suitcase?
Put it up. Put it up here. Put it up.
Is this it?
Don't know. Ooh, those looks good.
Oh, I like those side. Like, yeah, they have the.
They're almost like the.
That's an interesting one, because if you look at the keycaps, they're not
the front.
Like, yeah, it's just like the sides in the front.
Yeah, I like that, because I've never liked those. What are they called? Not the pudding keycaps, is it?
Yeah, they're the pudding.
Pudding. I don't like it, but I like this.
Yeah, these are interesting. Is this the one you got, Old Man? Let us know. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Cherry MX8 TKL. But I don't see it.
$50.
I don't see it. You said a suitcase.
That's not the version with the suitcase. Both versions are $49.99.
Interesting. Let's see. 42. But in any case, Old Man, of course, is buying keyboards, because he always has buying keyboards. He also bought Gamers MX2A. Okay, nice. I'll have to check this out. But yeah, we are going to be doing some gaming. I'm going to be using this very expensive $500 keyboard.
Yeah, you better use it.
To game here. So we're going to be over on Twitch. Again, that's twitch.tv/ThinkComputers. Thanks for everybody in the live chat. Old Man, KC. I think it's everybody that was in here for the live chat this week. Appreciate you guys, and we will see everybody next week.